backpack, little back, where that cash at? Glad we don't match that. Any sucker slide through, that house like we running through that like it's fast track. I remember all them days I was broke, but I'm past that. Get the job done when I'm on backtrack. Hit his blunt with them out like it's Baghdad, like Mad Max. Leave it stretched out. Put that vest down, get the like a young fresh out. I bring the jet up on the kid. I bust like an off a dread. Money on my mind, all I think about is bread. Take your off my she just trying to.
Welcome to NBA.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Moments away in Milwaukee, it'll be the Bucks going up against the Indiana Pacers. Last outing for Indiana.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Welcome, everyone. We're in Milwaukee. And before...
Well, Kevin,
He wants to win in Milwaukee, DA. Can they help him get there? One last time out these days, both in the final 3 minutes of regulation, Brent, and overtime. Do you see any impact in close games so far with that?
Yeah, I think coaches now have to be very diligent and very selective about when it is they want to stop the game, Kevin. As you know, that timeout also allows you to advance the ball. We saw last year with this being sort of the lab for it, many coaches who took timeouts that cost them chances on a free throw, where normally we would see the advancement of the ball, they had to go full court. So teams are still examining how they want to run the last 3 minutes, what they want to do with the timeouts, and it makes for a lot more drama if the game is closer, that's for sure.
I like having these coaches having to make big decisions like that, too.
I like it, too, because you like to see just how good the coaches are, and then how many players can carry out maybe something that has a counteraction or some kind of slip screen where they execute something that carries over from clipboard to hardwood.
Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. Turner is out there with Ibaka. Then it's Corey Joseph. Then it's Evan Fournier. And it's McCollum in at the 2 spot.
Well, he's like a carpenter out there. Great floor awareness. Zipping the ball over to his teammates with ease.
Milwaukee with the ball. The Pacers making the shot. Here's Young. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. And for Trae Young, it's a little unfair that he's already being compared to Steph Curry.
Scouts are always going to look for comparisons. And I'm not saying Young is Curry, but many of the strengths and weaknesses are similar. The size and athleticism, the insane range, and both have that it factor. Two.
First free throw is good.
Well, the Bucks, this is a franchise that for a long time just was treading water and chasing after a 7th or an 8th seed on the back end of the Eastern Conference playoffs. Not so much anymore. With Giannis Antetokounmpo leading the charge, the opportunity for the Bucks to do some damage in the playoffs is here.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. And there's always pressure when you have a superstar player, Brent. And the Bucks are trying to capitalize on that window right now.
And I think Giannis, even though he's young, understands that great players are judged on how far they can push their teams. What type of postseason success can the Milwaukee Bucks have around what it is that Giannis can bring to the table? He wants to retire in a Bucks uniform. He's said that before, but winning makes that decision a lot easier. And maybe with the coaching change, they'll get there.
That's a talented guy getting too easy a look. Might have been a miscommunication on that one.
Well, just the first quarter, everyone's still getting adjusted. That said, on defense, you have to bring help sooner.
Now here's McCollum. 26 points for him last game against Chicago. Outside Turner. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Ibaka. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. Middleton against McCollum. Passes to Young. It's rebounded by Indiana. Last time they met was in Indiana.
Their last game against this squad, they won out thanks to some big contributions from the bench.
Yeah, a few of their reserves got some decent minutes that night, and they took the opportunity and ran with it. A lot of scoring coming off the pine in that win.
Now here's Joseph. Following the miss by DeAndre Jordan. Joseph finds Ibaka, kicks it out to McCollum. On the wing, Turner. Here's Ibaka. That falls. Nice speed that time from Turner. Ibaka's got himself on the board with 3 there.
And many people consider Ibaka to be the NBA's premier 3-and-D big man. In fact, we see more and more teams searching for an Ibaka of their own.
And there's a foul. It's on C.J. McCollum. That is his first foul of the game. Middleton outside. Young against Joseph. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Fournier. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Pass to McCollum. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Young against Joseph. Back to Ibaka. Off target from outside. The Bucks trail. Middleton outside. Pass to Young. He's just scored his first basket with that shot, making him 1 for 4.
Right there, you see it. Young's ability to operate out of that pick and roll, very advanced for a player of his age.
Here's McCollum. Again, Indiana.
How about that move? You'll see very few players able to pull off. Just sensational stuff.
And Young kicks to Antetokounmpo. Back to Young. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. And here is Antetokounmpo coming off a solid outing against Phoenix. Fast break. Here comes Indiana. Here's McCollum. He's off on that one. Now the Bucks take it the other way. They come into this having outplayed Phoenix the last game.
And typically on the road, it's harder to get into a great rhythm offensively, but they did just that.
Felt like the louder the crowd got and the more hostile they were, the more together this team played. So worked out nicely.
The Bucks have gotten 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter. And the call will be against Fournier. That's his first foul. Middleton outside. The rebound by Turner. And it's Joseph with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Pacers. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Chicago.
Yeah, guys, they were forcing it a bit in that one and shot a relatively low percentage because of it.
Well, if I put it on the scale, Greg, the aggressiveness was an 8. The shot selection, a 2. Could have been a lot better.
Now Young, following the three-point attempt by C.J. McCollum. It's good. 6 points for Trae Young.
And this is what it's all about, guys. The competitive spirit, the energy that we're seeing. This one's got the feeling like it's going to go down to the wire.
And if it does, as evenly as these two teams have played here, it's anyone's guess who's going to come out on top.
Here's Turner, following the basket by Trae Young. Turner. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. It's going to be on DeAndre Jordan. And when you see Miles Turner play on the offensive side of the ball, the amount of skill he has at his age is just amazing.
Yeah, already a great pick and pop player. You know, not going to be much of a banger down low, but has enough touch outside where he won't need to be. But while he's still a work in progress offensively, I think he's shown that he has a very high ceiling in terms of his skill set.
2 shots.
And that one falls for Turner. Brent, as we take a look at lineups around the NBA, teams trying to go with 5 highly skilled players at once. Where does that leave the traditional big?
Well, most teams just don't have one now, Kevin. I mean, they're just not on the roster.
They're hard to find, yeah.
Well, they're hard to find, but there just aren't many out there. So a lot of teams just elect not to have one. And what we're seeing over the course of the last couple years is the matchups when all of a sudden a Whiteside is going to see a Drummond, or you're going to see all of a sudden Valanciunas play against DeAndre Jordan. It's usually because you have one, we'll play ours kind of mentality.
Now, here's Napier. Chris Middleton unable to get his last shot to go. Back to Napier. Shot clock at 5. Over Parker. Good. Nice play there from Napier. Napier's got his first bucket of the night. The Bucks shooting 36% in this first quarter, trying to get their bearings. A floater. Pacers with the rebound.
Yeah, and the effort and anticipation on defense won't show up in the individual stat sheet, but effective.
Yeah, he takes a nice angle on it. He doesn't get the block, but he does get the alter.
Now, here's Fournier. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Shots good by Ibaka.
All that practice on the positioning and timing of the catch and shoot paying huge dividends for Ibaka.
And Young kicks to Parker. Young outside. Antetokounmpo against Fournier. Now here's Antetokounmpo. Not a lot of room. Nice D from Fournier. McCollum outside. Back to Fournier. Launches it. The shot that time, not on target. And Milwaukee the other way now. It's Antetokounmpo on the wing. He's guarded by McCollum, and the call will be against Fournier. That'll be his second foul of the game. And the Bucks with some changes. Measury, he's checked in for Jordan. Dwayne Wade comes in for Chris Middleton. And it's DeLon Wright in for Young. The Pacers also changing it up. Marc Gasol is checked in for Miles Turner. Noah Vonleh comes in for Serge Ibaka. And James Johnson is subbed in for Evan Fournier. Here's Antetokounmpo. It's good.
See the way Giannis kept going and kept his eye on the basket? That helped.
Indiana leading by 3. Napier feeling it out a bit. Outside Gasol. From outside, off the mark. And it's the Bucks ball. Here's Wade. Good D by McCollum. Down low, here's Gasol, and finished off by Gasol.
The CJ, such an effective two-guard, not just a shooter, and a great shooter at that, but a capable passer when his teammates are open.
Now, here's Antetokounmpo, and he can certainly fill it up when they need him to. He's averaging almost 21 points a game. Wade misses.
Well, the defense was right up on him, so electing to go for the fadeaway there to create some room, well, that makes sense.
Johnson kicks to Napier. Tipped away and stolen by Wright. There's the pass to Antetokounmpo. It's Parker, top of the key. And Gasol sends it back. Antetokounmpo against Johnson. Good on the shot. Now it's a 7-point Pacer lead.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
As soon as Wade gets the ball that close to the basket, he's going to take advantage of weak defense and score.
Here's McCollum after the made shot from Dwayne Wade. Gasol passes to McCollum. Shot clock at 5. He kicks it to Vonleh. Here's Gasol. That's short off the rim.
Yeah, awkward shot there. I mean, creative on the leaner, but the D just made it too difficult for him to convert. The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Napier finds McCollum. Measuring with the rebound.
And lots of credit for the team around him. They're picking up the slack here tonight. He just can't buy a bucket right now.
And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
That's a good read by Jabari, a solid passer. And he knew he could reward a teammate that time.
Napier passes to Vonleh. Passes it to Gasol. Now Napier. And a wide open look for McCollum. Indiana again missing.
Yeah, another missed opportunity, and you can just see the frustration.
Yeah, when your shot's in the fridge like this, it's easy to lose your confidence, and that's why some of the most prolific scorers, they have short-term memories.
Antetokounmpo. Out to Parker. Over Gasol. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. Clear. He's checked in for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Pacers leading by 3. McCollum deciding where to go with it. Six to shoot. Can they get it?
Awesome defense on that play from Dwayne Wade. He doesn't give any room to breathe out there to the opposition.
So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Pacers out in front. They're up by 3. And we'll get going after this from Milwaukee. Jabari Parker was the 2nd overall pick back in 2014, and he talks about how Giannis Antetokounmpo's star has been on the rise.
It's really fun being a teammate with Giannis. We're close in age. Somebody that's really exciting on the court because you might not know what you might do next. So I'm a fan of basketball, and to be able to see that is something spectacular, something good for the game.
You know, it's nice to see that, Greg. No jealousy of the role that Giannis has taken on with this team.
And I think Parker recognizes the opportunity to play beside Giannis and help get them to the next level.
And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. Let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Pacers so far, guys.
For me, that defense in the first period, just tremendous shot blocking.
Yeah, that prevented some points, didn't it? Also, how you have that intimidation factor going early on. You wonder if in the fourth quarter they'll think back to the first.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the court for the Bucks, they've got Dwayne Wade. Measuring is out there with Jabari Parker. And it's ABC, and it's Wright in at the point guard position. Now Wade, after the missed 3 from Marc Gasol, and taken away by Johnson. Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. Napier dishes to McCollum. Johnson kicks to McCollum. Over Parker. And the shot is long. And it's Wade with the ball for Milwaukee. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter. And the dunk by Parker.
It's terrific basketball from Wade there to thread the pass to the wide open man for the clean look.
McCollum against Wade. Outside Gasol. McCollum left side. And the Pacers can't get it to go.
Sometimes you just have an off night, guys, and that's what we've seen so far.
And we've seen just how incredible McCollum can be when he is feeling it. One of the few guards in the league who gets everything to fall when his shot is on. It's why he can just erupt with huge scoring nights at any given time.
Parker's shot is off. For Indiana, they've gone 0-4 in the second quarter. Obviously, that needs to change. Here's Johnson, hits the jump hook. And the Pacers lead by 1.
Nice job getting to the basket. When Johnson has a good look, he doesn't pass it up.
And with McCollum's explosiveness, Greg, you recall he put up 50 points in a game last season.
And how about he did so in under 30 minutes of floor time? McCollum, only the second player to ever achieve that mark. Helps he started with a 28-point first quarter. When he is locked in, he can put up points like nobody's business.
Johnson kicks to Napier. 3 minutes of action so far in the second quarter. Johnson up top, covered by Parker. The wide open look here for Vonleh. His 3-pointers off the mark.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Trier, that's good.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Wade against McCollum. Pass to Gasol. McCollum kicks to Vonleh. 6 on the shot clock. Takes the 3. The shot's good on the assist by Johnson. Vonleh's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. The Bucks have gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Well, the Pacers have been a huge surprise since they traded away Paul George. Now, Coach Nate McMillan said, for us, it's about developing that culture and that identity, and we're still doing that. I think we're only starting to scratch the surface. Kevin?
No doubt, David, they've got some promising young players on that team. Thank you. And here's Vonleh after Dwayne Wade hitting the 3. Johnson down low. And again, it's Indiana converting. You talked about a back-and-forth game. This is the definition.
You have to love these kinds of games, scoring-wise, keeping everybody on their toes.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game. We see more and more teams looking to push the tempo. Is that just a fad, or is this going to be a long-term thing?
Well, if I can play against any defense that has no ability to set up where they want to be or have the matchups with the players they want to have, Kevin, I'm going to look to take advantage. And if that happens in the first 5-6 seconds with one pass, so be it.
Substitution here for Milwaukee. Jordan, he's checked in for Measury. Ilyasova comes in for Jabari Parker. Chris Middleton's checked in for ABC. Young is subbed in for DeLon Wright. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Miles Turner, he's checked in for Gasol. Baca comes in for Vonleh. Evan Fournier's checked in for C.J. McCollum. And it's Joseph in for Shabazz Napier. Now, here is Young. 17 points for him last game against the Suns in Phoenix.
Loved his passing tonight as well. He was just cutting the defense to pieces out there.
Ilyasova against Ibaka. Wade surveying the D. That one, no good.
And you got to give him credit there. Great effort to contest that shot.
Well, I love the fact that they put the security system on their house, protecting the paint there.
To the middle, here's Johnson. Goes back up, and that's 2 points on the layup. And now a 3-point Pacer lead.
You know, he didn't score the ball much in the first quarter, but he has been really, really solid during the second quarter. I expect a big game from him now.
And Young, here we go. And the rejection by Ibaka. Indiana's gone 1 of 4 from 3-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Johnson against Middleton. Johnson can't hit. The Bucks shooting a pretty low 34% thus far. Lobs it up for Jordan. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Well, determined that time to get to the rim, anticipating the pass, and a rim rocker.
And that unleashed chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Cover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play. Now here's Johnson. 14 points from him the last game against Chicago.
He also had 2 blocks that really impacted that game, guys. He really made his presence known.
The rebound by the Bucks.
And defensively, moving his feet there, staying right on top of the shooter.
Some defenses are okay with giving up the mid-range shot. In this case, they contested.
Young with the ball. Picked up by Turner. And it's blocked by Ibaka.
The size, the timing of Ibaka, tailor-made for protecting the rim.
Johnson, good.
It's not so much just the made shots, it's the consistency of the made shots that's got his team the lead.
Now, here is Young. He's got 6. Here's Wade. Oh, yes, the turnaround. Wade's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And the mid-range jump shot is something Dwayne Wade has really perfected throughout his career.
Joseph against Ilyasova. Puts it up from 12. Ibaka, no luck. For Milwaukee, they've gone 6 of 14 shooting here in the second. And it's Middleton penetrating.
And Chris Middleton, 2 seasons ago, tore his hamstring completely off the bone. I mean, he's come back and hasn't missed a beat. One of the most well-rounded players you'll see.
The Bucks shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night. Ties it up, and this next one could give them the lead.
Chris Middleton has worked his way back and come a long way. The former 2nd-round pick becoming a consistent starter in the league.
Antetokounmpo's checked in for Dwayne Wade.
Well, they depend on him to score, and that doesn't mean just from the field. Sometimes it comes from the charity stripe.
Joseph looking around to the inside. Ibaka, and the basket is good.
At times in his career, Ibaka has looked out of control when forced to finish through defenders. That time keeps his poise and reaps the benefits. You know, and Serge Ibaka, a player who kind of came into the league as a defensive stopper, shot blocker. You know, still has great length and can bother shots, but not the prolific shot blocker he once was, as the focus has become more on the offensive end.
Now, here is Young. 6 points for him. Antetokounmpo finds Jordan. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And with Ibaka at one point would average almost 4 blocks a game.
Yeah, I mean, it is hard for any player to maintain a pace that high at this stage. Ibaka's done well to adjust, I think, his capabilities and make sure he can still have an impact on defense. The block numbers won't ever be as gaudy as they once were, but he is still causing problems for shooters.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee.
Yeah, it looks like they tried to shoot their way out of the slump, and that didn't work. They got to go back and regroup.
Well, no matter how hard it's been, you want to stay positive, stay focused, and maybe a couple shots will get you right back in it.
Bucks trail by 4. Now Middleton. He had 19 points in the win against Phoenix. Count it from 12.
Now working in the mid-range, Middleton finding some ways to play in between.
Indiana's gone 1 of 4 from 3-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Inside. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
The Pacers have shot 2 of 3 from the free throw line tonight.
Yeah, looking over their percentage on the season, I think they will be thrilled with the number in terms of their free throw percentage, 79.
Joseph against Young. He doesn't hit that one.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
Ibaka right side. Over Ilyasova. Ibaka, no luck. The Bucks have gone 7 of 16, shooting just under 50% here in the second quarter. And with that shot, the Indiana lead's cut down to 3 on the bucket from Young.
Yep, that's a great look from Giannis there.
Joseph against Young. Now here's Joseph. He's tightly guarded. Here's Fournier, and he uses the glass on the layup. Fournier's got his first bucket in this one.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And it's Antetokounmpo penetrating. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
Yeah, I don't think you're stopping Giannis on a drive like that. He just takes off and one stride gets by everybody.
Young against Joseph. Left side, Ibaka. Johnson outside. Kicks it to Fournier. Over Ilyasova. Fournier's shot is off. Bucks trail by 3. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And Brent, you look at Giannis Antetokounmpo's slashing game. Standing, maybe a hair under 7 foot tall. How do you even put it into words?
Well, it's hard to imagine a more perfect frame for today's game in terms of getting in transition, having a versatile offensive game, putting it down, getting to the rack. So the one thing that we're anxious to see is whether or not Giannis will develop the type of range from the three-point line that makes it respectable. Other than that, he's pretty much unstoppable.
Yeah, so many free throws. He'll go to the line for 2. And when you look at Evan Fournier, he's just a reliable source for points whenever he's on the floor.
Yeah, and Fournier is a bit of a quiet scorer. He always ends up with a lot of points, but doesn't tend to wow you with any individual plays. Terrific shooter who just makes the most of his touches and his minutes whenever he's on the floor.
Napier, he's checked in for the Pacers.
This is when you're just surprised that a guy would miss that kind of look. The defense really did not do a lot there.
Joseph, that's good.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Young passes to Antetokounmpo. Over Joseph. That's in. And the Pacer lead is cut down to just 3 in the basket from Antetokounmpo.
Giannis has the hard hat on right now, going to work. So good, so long, just terrorizing the D.
Now here's Napier. And right now he's averaging about 7 points a game.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Here's Middleton, and another basket for Milwaukee.
And not a great start for him in the first, but he's quickly starting to turn it around.
And it's Joseph with the ball. He'll bring it up for Indiana. And they're off to Philadelphia after this game as they'll take on the 76ers. That'll be the second of this 2-game road trip. Napier kicks to Joseph. A three-pointer, no good.
Yeah, you got to fight through things like this right now. His team needs him to shoot better. He's just had a tough quarter.
Bucket is good.
And boy, has he come alive. Since the start of the second quarter, he has been on fire.
Here's Fournier following the basket by Chris Middleton. Fournier finds Turner. Middleton against Fournier. Now here's Joseph. Tight defense on him. Over Middleton. Shot by Joseph. No good.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly. Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back from the first. A tremendous game we're seeing from Giannis Antetokounmpo. He had 12 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists. Kenny, your thoughts on the Bucks' first half?
The Bucks is better.
Well, I like the effort on the boards because the game could come down to just a few key.
That's all for now.
Welcome back to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The buildings of downtown reflecting off the gentle waters of beautiful Lake Michigan. And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. Serge Ibaka has been sensational.
And
3 for 12 from Trey. Is that what I just saw? Need to go confirm that. Yep. And only one of them's a 3.
And let's see what the defense counters with to try and control him here in the second half.
Well, he has been dominant as we expected coming into this one. Skilled and relentless.
And on the floor for Nate McMillan starting the second half. Ibaka is out there with Evan Fournier.
You know that's money.
Then it's Turner. Then there's C.J. McCollum. And it's Joseph in at the point guard. Young against Joseph. And the double up on Antetokounmpo. And Ilyasova throws it down.
Right there in the pick and roll, Giannis showing good attention to the details. He delivers that pass on point.
And it's Indiana's ball. It's McCollum on the wing. On the wing, Turner, guarded by Jordan. Here's McCollum. And it's off the back rim, no good.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
He's a hard guy to guard everywhere on the floor, but more than anywhere else, Giannis can get you in the paint. That's where he lives.
McCollum passes to Turner. McCollum up top, defended by Middleton. Here's Ibaka. No good with the triple. Milwaukee in the lead. Antetokounmpo kicks to Young. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. Antetokounmpo's got 5 assists in the game. Pacers have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Fournier goes in. And the shot goes in. Fournier's got 6 points.
A terrific use of the floater, unguardable really, because you can't do anything defensively to stop it.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
So it's the Pacers now, trailing by 4. Young against Joseph. Outside Turner. Takes the 13-footer. That's good from Joseph on the assist by Turner. And that's now 6 points for Joseph. The Bucks have gone 4 for 4 from the field since the halftime break. Terrific start to the third quarter. And so Antetokounmpo looking over it. And the dunk by Jordan.
And you could see him give a little nod and then just burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
A pair of teammates, Greg, with a terrific feel for each other. And that was an unleashed chaos moment. Indeed, what a spectacular play. Sponsored by Under Armour Hover Havoc. So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game.
When you think about a coach looking into the eyes of one of his players and telling him to match up with Giannis Antetokounmpo and all the things that he brings to the table, that's a long night of restlessness before you match up. Press up on him, he'll blow by you. In transition, he's at the rim in 2 dribbles. Tough to stop that kid.
Marc Gasol's checked in for Miles Turner. Young with the steal. Lays it up and banks it in. And it's a 6-point Bucks lead.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
For Indiana, they've gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Antetokounmpo covers so much ground, Brent. He can almost go the entire length of the court in 2 dribbles.
Well, once he gets around towards the rim, his reach can make it seem like defenders aren't even there. Not just one defender, but multiple defenders. So it's unfair already, and you add that athleticism to what he can do. Wow, unstoppable offensive force.
Bucks leading by 4. And Young kicks to Antetokounmpo. Shoots over Fournier. Antetokounmpo, no good.
Oh, you just relish those kind of opportunities, and the defense got lucky, but they need to guard that area of the floor a little bit better.
Fournier against Antetokounmpo. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Fournier's shot is off.
He seems to be forcing just a little bit out there. He needs to play a little calmer, a little smarter, with a little bit more poise if they're going to win this one.
Nice pass here to set that basket up.
Pacers trail by 6. Now here's Joseph. He has 6. McCollum outside. The 15-footer, Gasol. And Gasol slams it in.
Yeah, and it doesn't take much elevation for Gasol to throw one down, of course, unless somebody's standing right in his way. That dunk is going to be easy money for him.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee.
And even now in his mid-30s, Marc Gasol is fantastic. I mean, he gives you everything you want at that center position. Strong defender and rebounder, and he has a host of ways to get you buckets.
A different look for Milwaukee. Measury, he's checked in for Ilyasova. Wade comes in for Chris Middleton. And it's Wright in for Young. In Indiana with the change here, too. Onlay's checked in.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate on that one.
And sometimes the most important part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time, he chose wisely.
And with Gasol, he continues to develop his outside shot, Greg, to act as a stretch center now.
Yeah, and really the combination of his three-ball shooting and his passing really, even at this stage of his career, makes him a tough cover. You worry if he'll settle too much for that outside shot, but boy, when he is on, there are few answers for slowing him down.
Here's Joseph after the made shot from Dwayne Wade. A 3 from McCollum. Good on the three-point shot. McCollum's got 11.
Man, that's sure got to be a load off his mind after not hitting a single three-pointer in that first half.
Antetokounmpo against Fournier, and Antetokounmpo gets it to go. And the Bucks lead by 3.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Joseph finds Gasol. Back to Joseph, and that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession. A moment now to see how the schedule is looking for the Indiana Pacers. On Sunday, they'll face off against Ben Simmons and the Philadelphia 76ers. And then on Tuesday, they'll be matching up with Chris Paul and the New York Knicks.
And the matchup against the Nuggets, that's a contest that could easily go either way. Small mistakes could be the difference, and both teams will need to be at their best.
Here's Wade following the basket by Marc Gasol. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Now that we have a second, take a look at the teams that have scored the most points off turnovers over the last 10 games. Second, the Pacers.
I mean, they've gotten a little more aggressive defensively. You can become a more confident team on that end, and so much of it, I think, has to do with forcing turnovers and creating offense.
Jabari Parker's checked in for the Bucks. Johnson, he's checked in for Indiana. Napier comes in for Joseph. Now here's Napier, guarded by Wright. Feeds to Johnson. And Wright pulls it down. Bucks leading by 3. Wade outside. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
Right there, finishing through contact. Dwayne Wade finds a way to muscle that one in.
Johnson with it. 8 points for him. Pass to Napier. McCollum outside. Just 5 on the clock. There's the 3. And again, it's the Pacers from deep.
And you can see the play calling this half. Another one from distance.
Yeah, no question. It looks like they've rented out room along the perimeter in this ball game, and they're likely to keep doing this until the defense makes an adjustment.
Timeout called, the Bucks. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
Now, here's Wade. 11 points in the game. Antetokounmpo with the bucket.
And they're scoring much more efficiently here in the second half, and they've gotten that field goal percentage above 50.
Parker against McCollum. Johnson in the corner. And the Pacers tack on 2 more.
Impressive shooting touch from James Johnson. That's what the summer's for. Get your touch right. Deadly right here tonight.
And Wright kicks to Antetokounmpo. He dishes it to Parker. And it's Wade in the corner. Shoots a fader. Hits the front of the rim and out.
I'm just wondering why the defense is laying off. Luckily, they didn't pay for their mistake.
There's the pass to Napier. Pass to Johnson. It's thrown by Antetokounmpo for the finish. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
How about Giannis putting that 7'3" wingspan to good use to help come up with a steal?
And so Napier will bring it up for the Indiana Pacers. The dish to McCollum. Back to Napier. And Vonleh has it in the corner. And the dunk by Vonleh.
And this is something we haven't seen much out of Vonleh, putting the ball on the deck. The defender saying no way.
Antetokounmpo against Johnson. Antetokounmpo kicks to Parker. And he just hasn't been able to get it going. Indiana's gotten going here in the second half from outside, nailing 3 of 4 from the arc. Wade against McCollum. Dishes it to Napier. Shot clock at 6. Indiana needs to get a shot off. The score now all even. And 12 points for James Johnson.
Well, the strength of Johnson, they're hard to contain, adept at scoring despite getting bodied up.
Antetokounmpo kicks to measure it. Power down with both hands.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure. Johnson outside. 1:58 left in the third quarter of the game.
The defense was in the area, but not really effective. He has to put away this layup.
The Pacers shooting pretty good tonight at 48%. McCollum dishes to Vonleh. Indiana moving it around. Johnson surveying the floor. Here's Napier. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
A moment here to see some stats for Parker. Since the All-Star break, he's been putting in work. 6th in three-point field goal percentage. And not many players convert opportunities inside as well as he. Top 15 in field goal percentage.
And back to his efficiency from 3, as you said, he's top 10 in the league. Defenses are now trying to deny him the basketball, but really to no avail. And the Bucks making a change here. Young's checked in. Indiana also making some changes. Turner's checked in for Noah Vonleh. And Fournier subbed in for Johnson. Antetokounmpo passes to Mejri. Back to Antetokounmpo. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
It's weird to say it, but the sheer length of Giannis can put the defense in a really bad position. So hard to defend without fouling.
For Milwaukee, they have made their free throws at a pretty good clip. They've hit 8 of 10. Second free throw, no good.
Big trip to the line. He did not get all of them, but at least they hold the lead now.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. For Indiana, they have been coming through at the charity stripe. They've made 7 of their 8 attempts. Ties it up, and this next one could give them the lead. And that drops, so they now lead by 1. The Bucs shooting has been great, up over 50%. In fact, 52%. Young outside. With the second effort, the bucket is good. He'll have a chance for one more. It's going to be on Miles Turner. A great competitive game so far.
And from the look of it, this one could go right down to the wire.
Chris Middleton's checked in for Milwaukee. McCollum against Middleton. McCollum kicks to Turner. 13 feet away. Yes, that goes in. Fournier's got it all tied up now for Indiana. And so it's Milwaukee with it. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand. Unloads from 13. Down it goes. Nice one there from Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo's got 13 points in the second half.
If they increase the tempo, they got a chance at a 2-for-1.
Yeah, and you're going to have to get up a quick shot to make that happen.
Gasol's in the post, covered by Parker. The shot's good from Gasol.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Antetokounmpo against Fournier. To the paint. And it's Young. That time on the assist from Antetokounmpo. 14 points for Trae Young.
You gotta like seeing this from Young, wanting to prove he's more than just a jump shooter.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for Milwaukee. He was a true standout at the offensive end, both with his scoring and his passing. And we'll be back with you shortly. And let's listen in on what Nate McMillan had to say to his team.
All right, offensively, okay, let's make sure we get into something. All right,
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Middleton and Giannis are out on the wing. Jabari Parker is out there with Ilyasova. And it's Young in at the 1 spot. That's the 5 on the floor for the Bucks. Here's Napier following the basket by Trae Young. Outside Fournier. Tries from 16, and it's in there.
You know, you hear that A word all the time, aggressive, and sometimes just being that can turn your game around. He's been that in the second half, their go-to guy here.
Now, here's Antetokounmpo. Middleton outside. Offensive rebound. And that one's good. Parker. And the Bucks lead by 4.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Now, here's Napier. He's covered closely. Right side Turner. It's McCollum on the wing. Pocket 6. Goes back up. Jabari Parker comes up with the rebound. Parker's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Middleton on the wing. He is guarded by McCollum. Back to Parker. It's Antetokounmpo on the wing. Shoots over Fournier. Antetokounmpo can't get it to go. Pacers trail by 4. Napier finds Turner. McCollum outside. Again, McCollum missing.
Talk about hurting your team. I mean, he just can't get anything to go out there.
And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
That's fun to see the handles coming out there from Antetokounmpo. I mean, how do you stop a near 7-footer who's got some dribble skills like that?
Pass to Turner. Beyond the arc. And there's a foul. It's on C.J. McCollum. That's foul number 2 for him. Milwaukee making a switch here. Jordan's checked in. And Indiana with a change here, too. Joseph, he's checked in for Napier. Bucks leading by 6. To the middle. Got a piece of it. Turner with the steal. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
And it's Joseph in the corner. Hits it from three-point range.
Wow, something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
Joseph against Young. Parker outside. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Parker's got the lead up to 6 now for the Bucks. Joseph, the pass to Ibaka. Back to Joseph. Some nice passing here by Indiana. And Turner kicks to McCollum. 6 to shoot. It's good from long range. And that's 20 points for Serge Ibaka.
Oh, a little punch, counter punch action. Neither side flinching here.
Yeah, both sides trying to keep up with one another, but doing it from distance.
Now here's Ilyasova. Parker finds Young. The Bucks need to get a shot off here. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Here's a look now what's coming up for the Milwaukee Bucks. On Saturday, they'll be playing against Lou Williams and the Charlotte Hornets. Then on Sunday, they'll be facing Kawhi Leonard and the San Antonio Spurs.
And you know, nobody loves playing on the road, but it does offer a good chance to see exactly what your team is made of. This team is going to find out a lot about itself over the next stretch of games.
Middleton hits them both.
And one difference this half is that when they get to the line, they're converting.
And Joseph kicks to Ibaka. Pass to Fournier. The rebound by the Bucks. Ilyasova's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Parker. Good, and the assist goes to Middleton. Middleton's got his 3rd assist on the night.
And what a half for this offense. If they can stay this hot, a great chance to extend this lead.
Now here's McCollum. Outside Turner. Here's McCollum. And Middleton with the block.
Well, the long arms of Middleton getting up there on defense and throwing that one away.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard.
The feed now to Ilyasova. Chalk up 2 there. And now it's a 9-point Milwaukee lead.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Now here's Joseph. McCollum outside. Turner passes to Joseph. Back to Turner. 17-foot shot on the way.
And that was an easy one there. Just a missed opportunity.
And sometimes everything can go right, but the shot doesn't go down. Nothing there is automatic.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Timeout called the Pacers. Well, the fans happy to see Jabari Parker healthy and doing what he does best. Brent, talk about what makes him, in your opinion, so special.
Well, just how many comebacks he's had and just how much fortitude he's shown so far in the early part of his career. Lots of comparisons early on to Melo and to Grant Hill. And he's capable of carrying a team offensively. Just nice to see him on the floor.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, I was able to listen in on Nate McMillan talking to his team. He was not happy with their defensive performance. He said they're getting everything they want. We've got to show them we can't let that happen. You have to make a stand. You have to get some stops. And that'll get us going on a run. Guys?
Here's McCollum. Following the basket by Trae Young. Near the 3-point line, it's Joseph. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. McCollum's got 4 assists in the game. And here's Young. He'll bring it up for the Bucks. Down low. Turner with the steal. McCollum outside. Pulls up on the elbow. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. McCollum's got 12 points here in the second half. Young against Joseph. There's the double team with Joseph. Young finds Ilyasova. Now Parker. Young inside. He's covered by Joseph.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
McCollum against Middleton. And there's the foul. It goes on Ilyasova. And that'll be his third foul so far. Giannis Antetokounmpo's checked in for Ilyasova. On the wing, Turner, guarded by Jordan. 6 on the shot clock, and Joseph kicks to Fournier. Here's Ibaka. Rebound, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo's got 8 rebounds in this game.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well. And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
The pass to McCollum. Good work there as it goes. McCollum's got 4 points this quarter.
And if you don't watch him enough, you got to understand that C.J. McCollum on the inside has the skill set to still score.
Outside, Antetokounmpo. Young for 3. Jordan. And at last, they get one to fall. Jordan's got the lead up to 13 now for Milwaukee. Young against Joseph. Over Young. Shot by Joseph. No good.
Yeah, bad shot there. Trust is lacking. You got to be willing to make the extra pass.
Yeah, just too anxious to try and make something happen out there. This is about the team, not about you.
Now, here's Fournier following the miss by Giannis Antetokounmpo. And here is Joseph. McCollum outside. Over Middleton. The rebound by the Bucks. Parker's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Here's Antetokounmpo. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. And that's now 29 points for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Ibaka dishes to McCollum. Parker with the steal. Basket made. That gives him 7 field goals in 13 tries.
And what a turnaround from the first half. I mean, he's been incredible here in the second half.
And the Pacers call time here. And looking at Jabari Parker, 6'8", about 250 pounds. Greg, what's his best position?
You know, I think he has a small forward skill, but with the way the game is changing, you could see him play some power forward as well. And I think his best fit might just be at the 4 because of the mismatch he can create.
Chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
And guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be. He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
What a connection he has to these fans. They love him here. And the more he has games like this, the deeper that connection gets. Clock at 4. To the paint. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Passes to Joseph. He kicks to Gasol. Shot clock at 6. Shot by Joseph. No good. Bucks leading by 17. Bounce pass Antetokounmpo. Middleton against McCollum. Parker outside. 3-pointer. No good that time. And Indiana will go the other way with it. Young against Joseph. To the paint, here's Ibaka, and Ibaka slams it in.
And this is what Ibaka supporters point to. If given the chance, he has the physical ability and skill set to do major damage on the offensive end.
Now, here's Antetokounmpo, and that one, good. Antetokounmpo's got 31.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Bucks.
At every opportunity, they managed to push the ball and keep the up-tempo game going.
I think it paid off, that's for sure.
And this will now push it to a total of 44 games in the win column on the season.
And not only are they on their way to winning this game, this also gives them a win in the season series.
And as one might have guessed coming into this game, it was indeed another big game tonight for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
And he was remarkable, absolutely destroyed the opposition. Any matchup he had tonight, it felt like he was going to dominate.
Now Young, following the miss by Evan Fournier from deep. Young passes to Middleton. The rebound by Ibaka. 35 seconds left in the fourth. Fournier in the corner. And Parker comes with the help. Down low. Fader on the way. Shots good by Ibaka.
Yeah, the difference between Ibaka and most other guys at his position, the silky smooth mechanics on that jumper.
Middleton against McCollum. Now Middleton. And so it's the Bucks taking care of business in this one. A confident win in one where they clearly... Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that's going to do it tonight.